familiar with the phrase bear witness? To bear witness, bearing witness, bearing it witness. Are you familiar with that? I'm thinking about bearing witness. One, because my partner thought it a good idea that I talk about it. And two, because it really is so important when we're engaged in interpersonal dynamics to be able to bear something witness, bear each other witness. When I think about working in palliative care, and a big part of what I do is talk one-on-one with patients and family members, about their experiences, their fears, frustrations, the angst of the unknown, of facing their mortality, the avoidance and denial, anger, family dynamics, communication, intimacy gone missing, changes like parenting, particularly the teenage years. A lot of adolescents face a multitude of emotional challenges, and parents indirectly face, those challenges through the child. Education and identity and self-esteem and adult matters, finances, struggles, diagnoses, all these things. So when I think about what I end up doing with people as I talk to them about all of these things, is bear them witness. A lot of times people think it's hard, right? Like my job is hard, what I do is hard, because, how can you be in sort of the gravity of that, the emotions, the gray area, and not, take it on? Or how do you handle that? How do you, exactly, right? No words. How do you even do that? I could never do that. And it's because, and it's something I think that's important for all of us, that we're not responsible for fixing anything beyond our ability to fix. There's no agenda other than a generous ear, and being able to bear them witness, keeping my, hands on the boat or in my pocket, like not doing anything other than bearing them witness, validating the experience, really holding that space and being in that without taking it on like it is a problem to be fixed, and a problem to be fixed by me. When we're able to sort of see things outside of ourselves or away from ourselves, particularly our emotional selves, it helps us to meet it with a level of clarity and objectivity that's needed in order to be able to be with what's in front of us. Especially if it's highly emotionally, volatile or ignited. If it's really like what we can call an episode of sorts, where there's something that's manifesting, we need to have an inner groundedness in order to be present for it, in order to not carry it, which would then only enable the other person to never see the fullness of their capabilities, to never learn self-mastery in the ways that they're able, to not access, their resilient nature. They would not be able to trust themselves to handle themselves if we carry it all and do it all and fix it all because we don't want to see the suffering. And guess what that does to us? It overwhelms us. It doesn't help them trust and feel equipped. And it doesn't help us because we end up overwhelmed, exhausted, depleted. But if we can bear something witness, and not like put it on like socks or, worn like gloves, something akin to skin. But if we can just sort of hold the space, then we possess great capacities to hold space. But not if we wear it as skin. Not if we feel like we have to do something about it. Not if we absorb it as if we are in the experience. And so to bear something witness, you know what else it is? It's seeing the thing clearly, which we all deserve. We deserve to be seen clearly. And so if I bear you witness, I'm looking at you, into you. I'm listening to you. But if I'm not bearing it witness, and my hands aren't in my pockets, if my hand is out in the water trying to navigate the sea, the current, the waves, then it all collapses. And I'm not seeing you clearly. I'm making it about me. I've now put myself in your life's equation. And I don't belong there. Not in this instance. This is actually you and your journey. I'm here simply to bear it witness. Of course, if there are things that we can do to support, then we tap into our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to meet at the place of support. If there is truly a danger where someone needs protection, then we protect. And we pull from our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to protect. So we sort of cover the bases of the basics. Beyond that, however, when we personalize, when we see someone or some things as extensions of us, if we feel some responsibility over this, that's when it's about us. We're no longer bearing them witness, bearing it witness. We're caught up in our own story now. And then we're operating from that place, which is not clarity, which is not wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because when we make it about us, we're not accessing that. We're trying to fix something. We feel bad about something. Somehow it's my fault or I'm responsible. This shouldn't be happening. Actually, this is truly this person's journey, or it wouldn't be showing up. It's like a diagnosis. Something that is hard is why me? I've done everything right. This shouldn't be happening. And not that may not be the natural response for some people. Even still, it causes a great amount of suffering because it's not about deserving. It's not about doing everything right or wrong. It's simply about random things can happen and life is precarious. And it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's not your fault. It's simply like the red light that you approached as you were driving. We all want those green lights, but sometimes we got to stop at a red one. And it might make us late, but we didn't do anything wrong. That's just timing, something that happened in life and in time. So bearing witness is being able to just hold that and not sort of go down a rabbit hole or try to intervene, but to just be there in it from the outside. Paying clear attention, right? truly seeing into the situation because you've removed yourself from something that really was never meant for you to be a part of in that way, because it's not about us. It's about the happenings that are happening. So yeah, thinking about bearing it witness. Where in our lives have we taken on a level of responsibility for whatever the reasons that really is not meant to be and is not making any matter better? And what do we want to do about that? Do we want to continue? Because, change is a choice. And not everyone will choose it because it's not always hard. And sometimes it's easier to just keep on keeping on with the status quo. But if we do want to do something about it, how willing are you to practice just bearing it witness, seeing what comes of your doing less and just bearing witness more? It's really a beautiful thing, and it's freeing. It's holding for the person who needs to be held, and it's freeing for the person bearing witness because they're just inside of a human experience and holding space. And that other person gets to, or those other people, whatever the matter is, gets to see deeply into themselves and find themselves and become secure in that and heal and grow or accept whatever the highest thing is that they're meant to experience. If they're going through something dark and painful, to bear witness is to simply walk alongside them while they continue to grow into knowing themselves and out of the dark place and into a lighter place. But you're not supposed to go find the light and say, here it is, drink of my blood, eat of my body. No. We all have to get there on our own. It's like a previous episode about death. Like, I can't save you from dying, but I can sit beside you and hold your hand. I cannot leave you alone to suffer. I can listen to you move through your process and arrive, or just continue moving through and being with your process. I can bear you witness, but I can't take that on. It is not mine to carry. I have my own, and I'm learning mastery over carrying even that. So yeah, those are my thoughts on bearing witness. And probably there are many thoughts, many opportunities to explore all topics. If I spoke of it tomorrow, it might be slightly different. But to bear witness, to sit beside and look toward and listen from within. And to not carry what is not yours. You have your own to carry. But just sit alongside, hold hand, arm around shoulder. It's like breaking bread, sitting in company with, breaking bread, but not chewing it and swallowing it for the person, but joining and being a witness. May we all have someone who bears us witness, who reflects back who we are in the beautiful ways and in the ways that require change. And may we find within ourselves that place that allows us to bear others witness, that they too might feel seen, heard, held, and begin to trust in their own voice and vibration and ability to navigate the many hard things that may befall them or us. May it be true for us all. Thank you, as always, for coming around, spending time with little old me, lending me your ear, giving me some of your minutes. may they have been minutes and time well spent. I hope you come back around. I do.